What happens when the weakest person in the world suddenly gains the power to become unstoppable? In this world, mysterious gates appeared across Earth, massive portals connecting humanity to deadly dungeons filled with monsters. And alongside those gates, humans began awakening supernatural abilities. They became hunters, warriors capable of fighting creatures ordinary people could never survive against. The strongest hunters became celebrities, national heroes, living weapons powerful enough to change entire countries. But not everyone awakened equally. Some hunters controlled devastating magic, others possessed monstrous physical strength. And then, there was Sung Jin-Woo, the weakest hunter alive, an E rank, the lowest classification possible. So weak that even low-level monsters nearly killed him regularly. People mocked him constantly. Other hunters pitied him. To many, Jin-Woo barely qualified as a hunter at all. Yet despite the humiliation, he kept entering dungeons anyway. Not for glory, not for recognition, because he had no choice. His mother remained trapped in an endless magical sleep, known as eternal slumber. Hospital bills consumed everything, and Jin-Woo carried the responsibility alone. Every dungeon raid became survival, broken bones, constant fear, near-death experiences. But even while terrified, he continued fighting, because weakness didn't erase responsibility. That was what made Jin-Woo different from the beginning. He wasn't fearless, he simply endured. Then one day, everything changed. A routine low-rank dungeon suddenly revealed a hidden path. A double dungeon, an impossible place no one expected. Ancient statues stood silently inside massive stone chambers, watching, smiling. And the moment the hunters entered, the massacre began. Gigantic stone gods slaughtered people instantly. Blood covered the temple floors. Panic consumed the survivors. And for the first time, Jin-Woo truly understood helplessness. The rules carved into the chamber walls sounded almost religious. Worship the god. Praise the god. Prove your faith. Anyone who failed died horribly. One by one, hunters were torn apart, screaming, begging, running, and in the middle of the nightmare, Jin-Woo stayed behind, not because he was strong, because someone needed to hold the doors open long enough for others to escape. That moment changed his fate forever, because while lying broken on the temple floor, waiting to die, a mysterious message appeared before his eyes. Do you wish to become a player? And with that, everything began. Jin-Woo survived, but survival came with something impossible, a system, like a video game brought into reality. Daily quests, stats, leveling up. Unlike every other hunter, Jin-Woo could grow stronger endlessly. At first, the system felt horrifying. Punishments appeared if he failed quests. Monsters hunted him inside hidden penalty zones, and strange messages constantly followed him. Yet slowly, Jin-Woo realized the truth. For the first time in his life, he had a chance to stop being weak. That realization became addictive. Season 1 transformed gradually from survival horror into something darker, because the stronger Jin-Woo became, the more isolated he grew. At first, his victories felt emotional. He trained obsessively, fought desperately, pushed through unbearable pain. Every level gained felt earned. But power changes people, and solo leveling constantly explored that transformation. Jin-Woo's body changed first. He became faster, stronger, sharper. Then his personality changed too. The fearful, nervous boy slowly disappeared, replacing him with someone colder, calmer, more dangerous. One of the most unsettling aspects of Season 1 was how naturally violence became part of Jin-Woo's life. At first, killing terrified him, but eventually, it became necessary. And after enough battles, necessary things stopped feeling shocking. Dungeon after dungeon. Jin-Woo evolved rapidly. Giant spiders, snake monsters, magical beasts. Enemies that once would have killed him instantly became effortless victories. Meanwhile, the outside world began noticing something strange. The weakest hunter was changing. People whispered rumors, questioned rankings, feared what they didn't understand. And perhaps most importantly, Jin-Woo himself started changing emotionally, because strength solved some problems, but created new ones. As Season 1 continued, the dungeons themselves became increasingly horrifying. Massive labyrinths filled with corpses, monsters mimicking human speech, boss creatures radiating overwhelming killing intent, and every battle pushed Jin-Woo closer toward becoming something beyond ordinary humanity. The moment that truly changed everything came after defeating Igris, a terrifying knight guarding an ancient throne room. The battle nearly killed Jin-Woo, but when he finally won, he gained something unimaginable, the ability to extract shadows from the dead, an army, living darkness obeying his commands absolutely. That was when solo leveling's atmosphere shifted completely. Jin-Woo was no longer simply a hunter. was becoming something ancient, something unnatural. The visual of shadow soldiers kneeling before him became symbolic of his transformation. Because unlike ordinary heroes, Jin-Woo's power felt frightening. Even when he protected people, there was something monstrous hidden beneath it. And the stronger he became, the less human the world began treating him. Still, beneath all the darkness, Jin-Woo's motivations remained painfully simple. Protect his family, save his mother, survive. That emotional grounding kept him from completely losing himself, at least for now. Season 1 constantly balanced spectacle with isolation. Because every level Jin-Woo gained separated him further from ordinary people, no one truly understood what he was becoming. No one else could see the system haunting his life. He carried everything alone. The battles themselves became increasingly cinematic. Dungeon bosses towering over ruined landscapes, explosive magical combat, shadow armies flooding battlefields like darkness itself. And yet, the quiet moments often felt heavier. Jin-Woo eating alone, walking silently through empty streets, staring at his changing reflection. Because underneath all the power, there was still loneliness. One of the most emotional turning points came when Jin-Woo's mother finally awakened. The impossible dream he fought toward for so long became reality. But even then, the story made something painfully clear. The journey had already changed him permanently. The weak boy desperately trying to survive no longer existed. In his place stood someone the world barely understood, someone even monsters feared. By the end of Season 1, new threats were already emerging. Powerful hunters sensed danger approaching. Mysterious entities watched Jin-Woo carefully, and hidden truths surrounding the system itself remained unanswered. But one thing became undeniable. Sung Jin-Woo was no longer the weakest hunter alive. He was becoming something far more dangerous. Because sometimes, the scariest monsters aren't born inside dungeons. They're created through suffering, through desperation, through giving someone powerless a reason to never feel weak again. And once that transformation begins, there's no going back.